Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 115 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I'm the Dev, Anthony, at SummerSpeak on Twitter, and I will be going solo this time. As you can tell, the Prof isn't here tonight, so I need to pick up some slack and actually talk about something. This will be a shorter episode, but I wanted to talk about something that's going through my mind since it's been Thanksgiving weekend here in the United States. We celebrate Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I'm just finishing up a long weekend filled with some good food, friends, and family, and games. So I thought, while I'm giving thanks for all those wonderful things in my life, why not give some thanks here on this podcast? The current trend in games in the past couple weeks definitely seems to be there's a big battle between players and developers. Players feeling like developers and publishers are trying to get money out of them, and developers worried that players will always want more for less. But for me, yes, that discussion goes on, and it's been going on for a long time, many, many years. But for the most part, I know most people I know who make games and just play games, they don't really have a side in all this. They don't think about that. Most of the people are great people and just want to play good games and want to make good games and understand that making good games costs money, and then the developers understanding that people want a quality product, and they will pay for it if it is of the right quality. So while there's all this discussion and all this back and forth and heated debate about games being ruined and the industry being bad and games being too easy, too hard, the whole thing. No matter all of that, I still want to express my thanks for the industry. I love it. I choose to work in it. I don't think I'd ever work in anything else. I want to make games. I still love making games for everyone. I'm thankful for developers who continue to push boundaries and try new things. This has been a very good year, no matter how the end of this year is tarnished with loot boxes and everything like that. If we look at 2017 as a whole, some of my favorite games, and I would argue some of the best games of the year, showed us AAA doesn't just mean yearly shooters and predatory monetizations. I'm looking at Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Mario plus Rabbids, Wolfenstein 2, and many others. The list could go on and on. There's great games this year that don't fall into any of this. Like, they're just a game you buy and can play, and they're amazing. And they've also sold really well. So I'm very grateful that that stuff is still being made, because I love playing games like that. And it shows that they're not going to go away. There's a market for them. People want to play these games and buy them. And so it's great. And I'm thankful that these continue to come out. I'm thankful for the passion of gamers. Sure, it can be taken too far by some. You can look at Twitter. Randy Pitchford from Gearbox posted a thing that was a guy threatening to come to the Gearbox studio because he was angry about something in Borderlands. But either way, even he was like, yeah, this is a random one-off. Yeah, we have our legal department deal with it. They'll take proper precautions and go if this is a credible threat. But as he says, there are millions of people that play Borderlands and games that he has made and been part of, and they're amazing people, and they just love playing the games. And you know what? It's true. Most players they have a passion for games, they love them, and really, they're not jerks. They're awesome people. I love spending time with them on the games I've made. We have communities around the games I've made, and it's great talking to these people. They're passionate about the games I've made. They care. They want them to be good. And for the most part, they can give some really good feedback and insights that, as a developer, I can take and use to make a better game, which is, I think, what we all want. So I am thankful for all gamers who are out there. You're great, decent people who are enjoying this creative medium. I'm thankful to get to work in this industry. It's been a dream of mine since high school, and every day presents new and unique challenges making games, but I can't ever see myself not making games. People ask me, are you going to retire sometime? And I'm like, I'm sure I will at some point, but even if I ever retired and stopped, I can't see myself not thinking of games. It's just, I love making them. I love playing them. So it's a great feeling to get to make them. Some days I still have to take a step back. I mean, and I still can feel like giddiness that I am actually working on games and have financial security for myself and my family while doing it. It's an incredible feeling. I would have, if I could go back to my high school self and say, you will get there one day, I probably wouldn't believe it, because it is hard. There's a lot of challenges. There's a lot of competition. But the one thing that is true is, if you want to make games, just make them. There's tools, there's everything out there. If you want to make money at them, that's a different story. But if you just want to make games and want to be in this industry, just create, do game jams, make pen and paper stuff. Doesn't matter. Just make games. You will get better. Make games and play it with people. You will get better. You will make them, it's all it takes. Like I said, if you want to make money on it, it's harder, but it is infinitely harder if you're not actually making games. So go out there, make things, and I am thankful that I get to actually be here making art and hopefully making things that make, when people are playing it, give them a joy in their life that they can take with them. And I'm thankful for the Prof, Larry, who's not here, can't be here tonight, but for being my friend for well over half my life now, which means we're old. But he's offered me to come and talk on his little podcast, and it has been great. And it's been great talking to him, getting his perspective. I'm thankful that he's been a part of my life for so long. Because of him, I am a better person, and my life has been better for him being a part of it. I never thought of doing a podcast or even publicly talking about games, but this has been a great way for me to take a look at what's been going on in games and get another perspective on a non-developer's perspective. Just someone who plays, who can just be like, no, this is how it looks. This is what's going, I see from there. And I am eternally grateful for that experience and for that perspective. It puts me in a different headspace as a developer to approach games from a gamer's perspective, and really to make great games and to talk about games with people of differing backgrounds and perspectives helps. It always will. And finally, I'm thankful for you, listeners. I don't know who you are, but I thank you for taking part of your day to listen to us talk about things we care about. I hope it can be entertaining and educational. Hope it's not boring. I appreciate everyone who listens and interacts with us on Twitter or any other social network. It's been great recording this for coming up on 2 years now. It's crazy. And I hope to do it many more. There's a lot of changes in the Prof's life, and always in my life, it seems. But even if we both can't be here, one of us will, and hopefully we continue to just keep talking for another year. So thank you for listening to me about what I'm thankful for. I know it's a little rambly, but it's been a good year. I'm thankful for this year. It's been a dumpster fire in some places, but overall, I found solace in my personal life and my family and my friends and my coworkers. So it's not all bad. And with that said, why don't we go to the games that I've actually been playing for this past week, which really only comes down to one, Mario Odyssey. I am shocked at how much time I'm continuing to put into this game, how much time I beat it, but I'm just searching for moons. And it starts as something that you're like, well, it's just moons, whatever. But man, there's a ton of stuff after you beat the story. There's something at 250 moons, and now it's telling me there's something at 500 moons. There's some characters that show up at the end of the after the game's done. Just nice cameos, side things that are super exciting. There's a whole zone that doesn't show up until after the game you're done with the main story. So after beating it, the game is incredible. It feels really good. It plays really well. The mechanics are fantastic for like controlling different guys you control. And the way that the hat and controlling different guys fits into like the climax of the game is perfect. There's so much to love about this game. And it weirdly is a game I felt like got better and better the more I played, and then beating it, it's even better. So Nintendo, with this and Breath of the Wild, have just hit it out of the park this year. These are some of the best Nintendo games Nintendo has ever made. And they should stand up there with the other, the highlights of Nintendo's career. Like, these will go down for a very long time as some of the best games Nintendo's made. Absolutely incredible year for them. And yeah, so spending time playing Mario has been great. It's great on my commutes. I just get like a moon or two, 20 minutes, can jump between worlds. My son's continued to play and really enjoys it, and it can be a little frustrating for him at times, but he really gets excited when he beats something, and I'm glad the game allows for a range of players, like watching my kids play. Yeah, it's not the hardest Mario out there, with the caveat it gets harder as you go on. And when you finish, when you're collecting these other moons, there's some challenges, some super frustrating challenges, hard challenges, and it's great. There's stuff there for everyone. If you're really good at the game, you'll get through it quickly and be done with the story. And then I would recommend, if you want a challenge, go find the challenge. It's there. So yeah, it's an absolutely incredible game. Everyone, I recommend picking it up. The Switch is just an absolutely incredible system overall, and I would definitely tell anyone, pick it up. It's well worth it just for Mario and Zelda. And then that's not without all the other things you could be getting for it. Now, and there's a bunch of indie stuff, and we'll see what happens next year and what all the stuff Nintendo's going to announce, but it is easily one of the best systems out there. I can see having an Xbox or a PS4 and this and that would do you just fine for a long time. So, super happy with that game. Haven't really played anything else, because when I have wanted to play, I've just really wanted to play Mario. So, that's been good. Beyond that, with the week of Thanksgiving, I haven't done a whole lot. I do want to recommend one other thing that's not a game, is a movie called Your Name, which is an anime, which I've heard about a year ago. It is the highest grossing anime in the world now. It beat out Miyazaki's Spirited Away. So that's pretty big hype behind it. You can say it's anime, whatever. One, it's gorgeous. Absolutely some of the best looking animation I've seen in a very long time. Just mind-blowing sometimes. And two, the story is incredible. It doesn't matter if this is animated or anything, the story is amazing. I see why this made so much money. I watched it once with my wife, and I've basically rewatched it a second time the same night, because I just wanted to see it again. The feelings, the emotions, they're so strong in this movie, and you kind of just want to go revisit. And I really would recommend anyone who just likes a good story, good characters, good story, watch this movie. And you want to feel something from the art you take in, like really want to feel an emotion. This will give you that feeling. And I will say, it is not super depressing. There's sadness to it, longing, but in the end, it's really uplifting. So with that said, I knew this was going to be a shorter episode, and again, I want to thank everyone. I am grateful for your time listening to us ramble and talk about the game industry. Thank you very much. Have a good night.